bro. She's my viewer. And I'll be like, yeah, but she's my bestie from the Westie. Like I don't care. Okay, okay, Mr. John. Yeah, he makes me call him Mister. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. It could be, ma'am. I should do battles. I don't. I don't battle. I don't battle. But one day, Kate, when I battle, you'll be the first. You'll be the first to know. You'll be the first to know. Okay, and I'm like, you get him, Kate. You get him, girl. Yeah, yeah. It makes me call him Mister. I love you. I call no problem. Take it. There's no problem. I appreciate you being sincere. I appreciate you being yourself, and I wish you a ton of Crest orange flavored toothpaste. What? Thank you, Kate. What a lovely lady. What a lovely lady. And that's it. We're done. We just have to do the editing, and then we're gonna do the Sanku. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna do the. Oh, you're the best. Fucking love you. I think I'm gonna do the Dr. Stone because we just did a bunch of not really edits. Besides, right now we don't have battles, so I can actually watch this and I don't mind. So let's do the Dr. Stone right away. And then we'll finish with a bit of editing, which is going to take us 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then I'll get a call from the lovely Kate, and then I'll possibly jerk off and go to bed. Is that too much information? I could tell you way more. No, I could tell you way more. I could tell you way, way more. Don't worry about it. You're lucky I'm only telling you this. Okay. So now we have no pen. My apologies, not true. We have a pen. My apologies. So now, let's do the Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone. Where are you and where is you? You know what? I freaking love you. It's your name and that's the game. Please don't tell me what to do. We're about to talk about Dear Sanku. Don't blink, kiss your blank. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are having a fantastic freaking day on this 17th February 2020 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 20 26. Today I'm gonna do some Dr. Stone because I feel like it. We got my Huckleberry freaking limit. I'm in a great mood because I just talked to a lovely lady, so that's always making me in a good mood. And let's freaking start now. Before we start today, we only have 10 chapters because your boy was procrastinating to the max. Like building the canon of science, I wouldn't be able to. And it is a shame, but you know what? That's life. So before we continue, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So we have Ruby taking the medication, right? And this is super cool because this is possibly the best time that I had reading this. There's so much going on. So much going on. Oh, by the way, before we continue, next year I'm going to be spending a year abroad. To work. I might do One Piece. Ooh. So yeah, we have this. We realize that Ruri is super sick. We have Senku, which is super fucking nice. I'm just gonna close the door. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of energy because this contains energy drinks. Or something a bit weaker than energy drinks, but still the same principle. The same principle, darling. Oh, if you were above thy fear, then one day my whole world will disappear. And if you was my eyes, and this you say. So we have Senku running diagnosis on her. And we realize that her problem is the lung. Now, this is crazy. Because we see a rat carcass. Now, what I didn't notice is that there is a second one, which is meaning that is a second death. So then Senku's like, holy shit, what's going on? And Senku is really worried because what he thinks is that it could be tuberculosis. Now, I don't know much about tuberculosis. However, it took one of my favorite characters, which is Archer Morgan. And because of that, I hate it. And this is super, super, super cool because you have the not execution, but what should we call it? Not this dissection, right? Ruri is super sick. She's falling apart. She is extra sick, and then people think that this is Senku's problem. And this is even fucking better because Koaku protects Senku, and she's like, "Hey, this is the power of science, and I believe in science." And this moment's really sweet because you got the people that are part of this kingdom of science, right? And you got everybody that's in the kingdom, and they're believing and they believed in Senku. So this is really cool because basically everybody that's been part of Senku or has been in contact with Senku believes in him, which is kind of like a big deal, right? Now we realize that is the problem that she has is pneumonia, right? And because it's pneumonia, this is kind of crazy because we can treat it. Now, ultimately speaking, tuberculosis, they're talking about how she couldn't do it. She talked about, this is really sweet. This is really, really sweet. Because Senku tells Koaku maintaining her hygiene and keeping her body temperature up did help. Now, I don't know if that's true, but at least she feels that the sacrifice was there. So then the father of Ruri see Ruri being completely fine, and then he says that Senku, you're the village, you deserve it, which is cool because we did want Senku to be the king of the village, but at the same time he deserves it, right? So then we learn the real name of Senku, which is Ishikagami Senku, and this is one of the greatest thing ever. We got Penguin, which is a great day indeed. Why? Because this is the name of the village. Now, if we knew the family name of Senku, we would have guessed, but at the same time, it's kind of obvious that Senku would have been like, yo, dude, this is my family name. Why does the village has my family name? So because it does, you realize that this is possible. Okay, perfect. God, if you are above, I fear. Chapter 42. We have a problem with the mouse. I think I'm just gonna kick the mouse. Kick the mouse. Good evening, Stefan. Good evening, computer. Can you hear me? Hello? Fucking do it. Fuck you. I have a mouse problem. God, if you are above, I fear. I don't know why I'm singing this song. I haven't listened to Power Universe in a while, but I missed the song. Then one day my whole world will disappear. There you go. I'm gonna create problem if you're not connected. Again, the story of a millennia. This is super cool because she's telling the story, right? And it's super nice because you realize that the story, when it happened. And I gotta say, the story itself isn't as great as it would like to be, but this is kind of cool, right? So we have the background, right? And we tell the story. And this is the story, which is super important because you realize the story are about his father. Sorry. I realized that I didn't read this shit. There's something I didn't read. I just moved on to the next chapters. And I didn't read it. I didn't read that shit. Maybe I double skipped it. Basically saying that this is a story of this village. It was named after you, which means it was named after his father. You know that it wasn't really his father; just adopted, right? But so we have Senku appreciation of the moon. I'm gonna read it with you guys because I never read it. When I trick it out with a feint, it followed me no matter where I go. Ever since I was a young boy, Senku has shown interest in everything mysterious and strange. Senku, maybe Mr. Moon just like you. Don't give me that crap. I'm asking a serious scientific. Wait, look at this. He says, maybe Mr. Moon just like you. And then Senku answer, don't give me that crap. I'm asking a serious scientific question. And he answered, what kind of elementary school students are you? The moon may look like it's following you, but it's because it's just really far away. Sorry, just as a wrote program exam I failed, you that are now just as far from me. Sorry. It was the closed swimming exam that wrecked me. I was a terrible swimmer to begin with. It was just a nightmare. Then the next time they're taking application for a national program. Who knows? It only happens only once a decade. But that's not true, because there's going to be another one. So they share the same love for space. I'm going to go space. Oh, that'll be nice for your future. Future, it's tough. I don't want to read everything, but because I did read it first, I kind of have to go back and read it. But then I want to give you guys a reaction. But if I give you a reaction tomorrow, I can't really do it because tomorrow I'm going to be on. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be reading chapter 51. So yeah. So then we talk about how Senku was trying to find out, which is really cool because you got Senku 1 here. Senku 1, which is here. Why is that cool? Because we know that Senku 3 was when I go into space. So this is the very first part. Then we have his father. We have the recruiting of the cadets of the NASA, which is kind of cool because this is super cool. The finger movement is on his own. What the hell is this? I just think electric current to the muscle I wanted. This is crazy, dude. You see how Senku, how much of a prodigy it was. Oh my god, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So you realize that you was doing tests on Taiju to be able to create a machine to help his father swim. How amazing is that? Slow swimming exam was your greatest weakness, right? I'll train your muscle to remember the movements. Supposed to swim like this. And then he smiles. Because like that was made by fifth graders. So in the end, did it help you at all? Of course not. Of course, but Senku was as far as to make something like that for me. Therefore, even if it killed me, I had to learn how to swim. The result, I managed to pass the clothing swimming test, and now here I stand at this interview stage. I love this. The national, I will go into space and ultimate body science. Right now, that's the only thing I can do to pay back Senku for what he's done for me. 5 years later, my guy is going to launch in space. Soyuz is going to be important later on. I'm going to know from Japan. The spacecraft is planned for long-term residence aboard National Space Station. Is this on the air, streaming online? Either way, you're live, right? And you talk to Senku. Senku, I'm sure you're not the kind to watch a broadcast like this anyway, but I swear I'll bring you back home a modern scientific souvenir from space. And Senku was reading. What's the Shikami Camp? Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, man. Yeah. She is slowing this due to the mysterious flash of light. Every last human on the face of the earth was turned to stone. The made this Ishigami village. The man who first founded it was Ishigami, my father. Then you realize that his father was the one that was the creator. Then that's a damn cool father. That's pretty much it. So now, I'm sorry, guys, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. God, if you were above a fear, no one in my whole world will disappear. And one fella and lift my voice. God, if you were above a fear. Oh my God. You see? We're back. Oh my Atlantis, I felt good. Oh, sorry about this, guys. Sorry about this. Yeah, I should. There you go. Even then, we only have like three clips. I don't mind. I don't mind. Perfect. So yeah, the 43, which is the story of what happened. But then Senku realized it, right? What? That's a repeat. That's a repeat. Yeah, so we got the reality of what happened. We saw the light. We saw how the first thing that Senku did. This is crazy because we see his father, and his father is saying like, okay, well then you put it aside. We have the exact location of where the light came on, and Japan was lucky because Japan was the furthest away from the beam. So the effect was the lowest. Then you realize that there's 6 people, and because of the 6 people, they were able to go down. Now, the problem with the going down was they're afraid that they couldn't breathe air, they couldn't do anything, but they were able to. So then they ended up going to a place, and they went to a small remote island, which happens to be Ishigami Village, which is super good. And it's kind of cute because the father of Senku's like, dude, there's still hope. If my son can get out of the Stone Age, we're good. Because then there's 6 people there, their story, their singing. It's kind of nice. Then you realize that the pleasure that they had was they came back to Earth, but even if they came back to Earth, it wasn't that bad. They found this again remote island, right? And it's kind of crazy because there's only 6 people, so everybody from the village are descendants of those 6 people. So now we're talking about inbreeding. We're talking about a lot of stuff, which is crazy. The 6 people, their importance. You even see her, and you realize just how much she looks like. She looks like Kohaku, which is definitely something that is plausible. Now, it's kind of crazy because when you realize that all of them stem from those 6 people, that means there was nobody, and Senku was the first man to be reborn from that. And it's kind of sucky because you kind of wanted to believe that there was something more, but no, there wasn't. Just hit the vent on holiday, making sure that we're still doing the good stuff. And later on, I know a bit about the future of the manga, and I have to say later on it's a bit of cheapened because there's this new guy who has the same story, or sort of a very similar story to Senku. He is a genius. He was able to get out of the stone, and he had a friend, which is the same thing as Senku. That's pretty much it, right? Now, there's the craziest thing. The craziest thing because they're affected. They start getting affected by pneumonia, and this is how they died. So pneumonia was a problem that exists for a while, right? The girl's like one of the girl from the cruise on the space. She's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. There's no hope for humanity. And then his father's like, no, don't worry. My son is gonna wake up, and when my son is gonna wake up, he's gonna they're gonna fix it, right? And this is super cool because what he has is a Senku father, which I love. Senku father is the G. And what he says is that my son is gonna be there, and all I have to do is I have to prepare that when he wakes up, there's people to help him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that there's a civilization that we're creating, which is a village, which is able to help my son because he's going to need help later on, right? Which is super fucking cool. Then wait, so is that wasn't even blood related? Parallel Samurai, I got you. I gave you like good notes yesterday. I was talking about how you change and how you're a better person, but you're not, dude. You're not. Wait, so isn't even blood related? Also, with only one Japanese out of 6 people, then are more Caucasian than Japanese by any means. So really, you should be saying some foreign blood and them more they like some Japanese blood and them. Fill them out. What the fuck? Penguin said crying. Okay. Power of Samurai, I told you that you're doing good yesterday. You don't make me say something back, dude. So we have the reality. This is super, super nice because you realize that all of the village are his descendants, right? And then Kwaku's like, oh no, I married my cousin. It's like, no, it was my adoptive father, right? And the greatest thing about it is that his father, okay, so then we're going to be seeing it later, which is super fucking cool. Super fucking cool. So we have the party for this, right? The party for the coronation of Senku, which is actually quite nice. We see that people are getting sick with pneumonia. And there's a really sweet thing. There's a really, really sweet moment. The father of Senku is the leader. So like, dude, we should celebrate. It's like, what we celebrate? The world is in chaos. There's nothing left for us. And Senku's like, the Senku father's like, no. There's still a lot for us. There's still a lot for us, and we're still good, right? So He gives him ramen, which is again the love of ramen, and for his son and father. The coolest thing is we see Senku and his dad eating ramen together, which I did fucking love. I absolutely adore this. And then they're talking about how he want the society to know the knowledge to help Senku. So he created those 100 story for everybody to be there, everybody to know how to help, right? And he was hoping for one day to be able to help his son with stories. For example, one important thing will be information about food and avoiding danger, like fierce animals. I definitely want a story about horror minerals that someday someone might hear with an interest in rocks, going around collecting them all, which is Chrome. See, this is the thing. We don't give enough credits to Chrome because Senku could have been born 10 years in the future, 20 years in the past. And Chrome doesn't have his collection. We're getting a step back, which is not a big deal, but still, he would have been like collecting a lot of this. At the end, it's like, dude, tell Senku that we're doing good, right? And it sucked because Senku's dad was the last one. He buried all of his friends. To the world as we know, it has collapsed. It's been pretty fun. Even if at the end I was done by something as lame as pneumonia. So if you can find allies to combine with your science, she'll create a world that's even greater. I know you won't lose. Rebuild civilization from zero and save all humanity. If anyone can do it, it's you. It's really emotional, really emotional. Then they show the grave. They show that the dad did die, and it sucks. It's really suck because his father was a great man. You see Senku dying, as you see Senku crying, which for him is pretty freaking crazy, right? And he said to his father, "Thanks for the gift. Thanks for helping them remember of science. Thanks for giving them a basic knowledge on what is science. That way, when I come in, it's not completely outdoor, even if though it was socially, right? So then, when he's okay, now the next step, Senku asks Jin, when are they gonna attack, right? And then it's too late because he tells them, like, dude, they're gonna attack soon, very soon. Very soon. 46, the Stone Wars. So we have the battles. They're right here, and it's crazy because you knew that Tsukasa was gonna attack. You just didn't know when. And by the time that they attack, you're like, holy shit, that was close. Now I am gonna complain for a very simple thing. I'm gonna complain. This, although a nice intro, is super shitty. Because when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, they're attacking right now. We're not attacking right now, right? And this is cool because Tsukasa's like, you know what? I know there's a village here. I know there's people. And if they don't want to follow us, we'll conquer it by force. And this is crazy because Tsukasa was saying, by the way, do you know why I know that the name by heart? I have a hard time with names, but not Tsukasa. You know why? I used to be addicted to a show called Trailer Park Boys Podcast. And one of their biggest sponsor was Tsukasa. And Tsukasa was the name that they used. How crazy is that? Life is crazy sometimes. And Tsukasa was like, dude, I don't want to have a world where greed is the leader of everything. But then he's willing to conquer a village through force. It's like, isn't that contradictory? But then, and the problem with Tsukasa is, technically he doesn't need a village. Because he's reviving people left and right. There's no stopping him. However, this is complex because Tsukasa has a lot of red hats. So the red hats are, again, they're extras that are part of the story because they mean something, but they're not part of the story for a more specific reason than just being there. However, when you look at Tsukasa team, they're all representing something, which we do like. Just gotta check out something. Couldn't get something. We do know each other. I thought I knew her. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. La 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 la. Bon, j'ai nothing to watch.
Pendant que t'étais tout seul à Saint-Valentin, j'étais en train de skier.
Ouais, puis toi, tu mangeais un spaghetti à pizza à Saint-Valentin. Puis, by the way, tu dis que t'avais des amis, mais encore là, on ne sait pas trop.
Bon, fait que tout ça pour te dire que sur la montagne, j'ai mes lunettes de même. Il y a au moins 10 personnes pendant la journée qui m'ont dit on va écouter la game, ça va être tout, on va acheter des.
Bon, just a bunch of stuff. It's so confusing. You see, this is about like a hockey game that's gonna happen in 3 weeks. They're hyping it up, and then nobody's gonna give a fuck in a year. The world is complex, guys. We're just part of it. Just part of it. See, this is the problem also. You see that we're still recording, right? If I paid more attention, I would have been able to do everything I have to. But we didn't, so fuck me and fuck you too. So there you go. So now they're talking about what's the plan to defend, and we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. However, there's some cool stuff. There's some cool stuff. Kinru goes in, and Kinru see that they're coming, right? And we meet one of the strongest guy, which is a guy. I don't remember the name of the guy. What is the name of the guy? He did mention it. I don't remember the name of the guy, but he's one of the lieutenants. So Tsukasa Empire has a bunch of people, bunch of Yuga, yeah, a bunch of people. But at the same time, they don't mean a lot. They don't mean as much as the main squad. I mean, funny, has like 5 people, right? So then Kinru goes in, and the guy comes in and said, "Your eyesight is not that good," right away, which is crazy, right? So then Jin comes in, and he is actually helpful. He is really helpful. Jin ends up being one of the MVP of it. And the reality is, Jin is one of those cool characters because at first you don't like him because he is sort of not necessarily loyal. And then he's like, I don't need to know where you stand. You're one of the good guys. You're acting more often than not, you're nice and you're nice. I'm like, you know. So we're still attacking, and this is crazy because you see his technique. And the technique he even gets Kinru is almost dead, right? He always gets, and this is crazy because he has a low sphere. So what he does is he goes in and he's able to turn it, and because it's empty with emotion, it's able to do like a large turn. So he has a huge sphere, but it's not stable. So it's actually a really good weapon, and one of the only one to do it. Ginru is crying because his brother is dead. It's said to be Kinru is at, and if it does happen, this is the craziest stuff because Kinru would be the last one standing. Kinru would be the first death. So then Senku is using the last of the gunpowder, and that's a problem because you guys remember that for the gunpowder he needed a very specific item, which is nitric acid, which is the revival fluid, right? So this is kind of crazy. So then he is so fucking smart, and I didn't understand the first time I read it. It took me 3 weeks to understand. So what Jin does, which he knows, and this is so interesting, he takes a large rock, right? And he tells Magma, which is the strongest person, to throw it above. And then what he does, is he has like a pipe, and he creates an explosion. So the explosion, creating the noise of an explosion, the sentiment of an explosion, then you have Magma throwing a rock. It does feel like the rock came from the gun, which actually does a part where they did a bullet, which is not true, but still. And I love this. I love this because the biggest part of it is they're gonna win. Senku he's able to scare a lot of people, except for Yuga. Because like, okay, well, I know that this guy is serious, but then the dice are thrown because Yuga, which is a lieutenant of Tsukasa, knows that Senku is alive, and because he knows he's alive, then there's a big problem. Penguin writes Return of the King, 47, Science Between Force and Power. Time versus Power, a face-off. The two foes. There's some great stuff here. Great stuff. And we have the people that run away. They're healing Kinru, which Kinru is still alive, is still good, which is important. Kinru, which happens to be, so this is the problem. Senku not able to do shit. They're gonna come back very soon. Like, hey, well, what do we do? What we do? We're fucked, right? And then you know that he doesn't have. So Senku's biggest problem right now is it cannot revive people. So, for example, in sheer numbers, they're fucked. And then in sheer number, Tsukasa adds way more people. So Senku was stuck using. But then you take a guy like Ginru and you give him glasses, which is something that we already did, and you make him 10 times stronger, which is crazy, right? So Jin goes back, and Jin does the very perfect. What did I do? Good. Jin does a really cool thing of going back with them. Jin plays a dangerous game, very dangerous game. So he is a double spy, a triple spy. You don't really know where Jin stands. Jin actually is a good guy. I am sure of it. It's very shonen to do. And you realize that Jin, although he has every reason not to be loyal to Senku, happen to be quite loyal. So you don't really care. You don't really care why did he do, as long as he's loyal to Senku, and he is loyal to Senku, right? So we know that. So then he takes his fear and he check it out, right? But then you realize that he doesn't check it out. He breaks it. He breaks the thing, and you realize this is insane. He touched the sphere, and he breaks it, right? This is crazy. Now you realize how much of Yuga is a problem, because he was like my force was afraid of a little bit of gunpowder. They were afraid of everything. They were weak, and if the weak has to die, it's crazy. You realize that Yuga, my apologies, really agrees with Tsukasa. They have the both mentality, the same mentality. Like, if I have to sacrifice these people to take down Senku, Senku alone is worth more than everyone that I have here. And if I have to kill Senku, then I'll kill Senku. If I have to kill them to kill Senku, I'll kill them, right? Which is insane, because this is to show how much of a bad guy he is. Ginru gets his glasses, which makes him super dangerous because he's gonna be super strong, right? So then Senku's like, dude, this is beautiful. This is really nice. It's such an emotional moment. Dr. Stone, I'm telling you something right now, right here, right now. Dr. Stone is better than Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm sorry, just the way it is. Maybe one of the best things I've ever read. This is super cool because they're like, okay, well, there is a fucking battles coming on, and then you see that the whole Ishigami village is there to help them. So now it doesn't matter just how advanced it is. The manpower, the workforce, has fucking quadruple. When you saw before, you got Old Man, you had Kawaku, you had Suika, Ginru, Kinru, Chrome, Senku. That's 7. Just there's 40 people. So you do 40 divided by 7, which gives you 5.12. And you do 5 times the number of people, so 5 times the amount of work that can be done. Right? And then people are like, dude, this guy is super strong. It's like, what can we do? And then Senku tells the Old Man to create something, and they create the strongest weapon ever. And you think that those weapons are super strong, but then you realize what it is, and it's absolutely amazing. Give me a sec. I don't remember what it was. So then the people came back, right? And this is crazy. You're gonna see what they did, which is amazing. They're coming, and this is a thing. So with the pistol, they would be using flint. Flint are used to light gunpowder. Because you light gunpowder, you're able to shoot, right? They're like, okay, well, he had this. They said they're waiting there for a storm, because if there's a storm, you can have to light gunpowder, which is kind of crazy. So you see everybody that comes in. Senku seemed to be grabbing some grenades, but I don't know what it does. I don't know what it does. The people come in with their sword and it's Japanese sword. So he made katana. And he made katana with iron, which is super, super, super cool because they actually tell you how to make they actually show you how to make it. And the craziest thing is the sword are stronger than any stone that it could have, right? And I do have to say, it's a pretty cool thing. Now, ultimately speaking, people in chat in the comments are like, dude, there's no way that you can make it, right? Pyro Samurai, sorry, but there's no way. And this, I have to give it to Pyro Samurai, he's right. There's no way to forge katana of decent quality in a span of 3 days with a single smith and kiln. Now, I don't know what that means, but it's tough because you're like, dude, it is a bit hard to buy, but katana are to be made, and it's super cool. So they talk about the tempering, they talk about the folding. You gotta know how to make a katana, right? They talk about why the katana is so strong because the edge is hard, the spine is subtle, so this is why it's so hard. And you actually have a really good weapon, but this is kind of the problem because most of them never use this word, so you're like, okay, well, how good are they with a sword? But all they needed was 3 people, and this is something that they even say. The people that they needed was Kwaku, Magma, and Ginru, right? So Ginru is now super strong because he has glasses, and it's the crazy thing because you realize that Senku has been trying to get Ginru and his rank for a while, and there's a possibility that if Senku knew that Ginru couldn't see, then he would have just done that. He would have just done something akin to that, and just give him glasses, and it'll be like, holy shit, dude, this is amazing. Ooh, let's go. Look at this. Exposed. Good. This is bad, bro. The guy got exposed for accepting money from minors.
Peux-tu répondre à ma question? Juste une.
Tu me fais chier à ce soir, c'est quoi ton problème?
Je veux pas te faire chier, je veux que tu répondes à ma question.
Vas-y, c'est quoi ta question?
Comment ça se fait qu'il y a une thérapie qui t'a accepté privée, t'as fait juste 2 semaines tout en sachant que t'avais des problèmes d'alcool?
Oui, on a tout répondu à ça, même avec
de jeu.
Hein? On a déjà tout répondu à ça, puis j'ai déjà tout répondu à ça.
Ben, j'ai
T'as
jamais
tout
entendu.
d'être là. Mais c'est pas mon petit problème si t'as pas entendu. T'es qui pour venir me demander ça, man? Le gros, man, tu me mettre en jugement. C'est quoi ton petit problème? Mec, ça fait 23 jours, gros, je suis sub. C'est quoi ton espère? Je continue à faire ma thérapie à l'externe, pis tout, big.
Tough.
Pourquoi, là, tu cherches le trouble? Le gros, je parle à des spécialistes 3 fois par semaine. Le gros, ben, la fin de semaine, le gros, je parle à un psychologue. C'est quoi ton problème? C'est quoi, là?
Mais bravo si t'as vraiment arrêté de faire.
It's tough, dude. You see, I'm gonna take a break. I miss this. I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed.
Now, thankfully, I have food.
I'm obsessed with that.
I had food for months and months and months in preparation of, like, okay, well, you don't know when you're going to be working, this is on special, buy the food, buy the food, buy the food. Oh, look at this. Gorgeous. It's a bit rough. Now, what I can rely on for food is
GoPro.
right? Now, even if I make, I don't know.
I miss this. I miss those videos.
Even if I make some
Good.
Ce que je comprends.
I'm gonna.
Sure I do. Look.
Change pas ça. suivi, gros, j'ai mes traitements pis tout. Qu'est-ce que tu
Good.
fais là, toi?
Tu veux que je te dise la vérité?
Quoi?
Je crois zéro à ça.
Ben, je m'en calisse que tu crois. Qu'est-ce que tu veux, Big? Moi, je suis fier de t'aider. Ça fait 23 jours que je suis ça.
We'll take a break.
Ça, j'y crois. Parce que t'as de l'air bien. T'as de l'air mieux. 100%.
This is some good drama.
Tout ce que tu nous as chié, pour vrai, tant qu'à moi, c'est de la merde.
Ok. C'est de la merde. Ben, continue à penser que c'est de la merde, le gros, là.
Puis je vais continuer à penser que c'est de la merde.
Ben, je m'en calisse, le gros, man.
That's his friend, bro.
3 jours que je suis ça. Puis je suis fier de moi.
Félicitations.
Ok?
Pour vrai, félicitations, man.
Tu veux que ça me compte? C'est quoi l'opinion du monde?
J'ai 9 mois, moi.
Non, pas peu importe. Hein?
It's amazing, dude. And his friend.
Là, tu viens me faire chier la journée de ma fête en plus, puis tu
Je vais
jures
pas te faire
ça.
chier.
He had a slow night. He doesn't make money, so
Big,
he's talking to his friend.
ça.
And that's his birthday, his friend's birthday.
J'ai fait de ma connerie. Je me suis excusé direct quand Marie l'a dit. OK, boum, c'est fini, c'est correct.
Là, tu cherches le tour.
La caméra me suit.
Yeah.
Fait 9 minutes pour moi.
OK? La
Yeah.
caméra me suit.
It's
J'ai
trick.
pas fait exprès. Le gros, tu t'es victimisé, le gros, comme si t'étais Max
Ben, c'est pas
Boy, le gros.
victimisé, Big. Je suis parti à battle après ça avec
Ça
le
va être
français.
beau, là, tabarnak. Tout le monde sont venus m'écrire. Pas correct, parce que ça faisait 10 minutes, tu voyais.
Oh, y'a pas de j'ai pas eu le français du
Hey, que ça soit ta fête, si n'importe quoi, Big. Voyons donc, comme si moi je ferais ça, moi je
Pourquoi je suis
ferais
agressif?
So the guy, it's his birthday, and the other guy didn't make some money.
tabarnak.
He's trying to get some problem.
Ça fait combien de jours qu'on m'entend ensemble puis que je me tasse tout le temps? Comme si là, aujourd'hui, j'ai décidé de faire exprès.
Big, il y a des shots, tu l'as fait exprès avant ça.
Avant ça.
Tu l'as même dit l'autre jour, t'as fait, ah, il faut qu'il reste fort, là, t'as bien gorgé.
Mais oui, mais
C'est
ça,
pas grave,
je te l'ai dit. Que
Good.
j'ai fait exprès. Mais là, à soir, Big, ça serait capable
Big,
de
t'as
faire
ouvert
ça.
la bière, le gros, pis t'étais là, t'as-tu entendu le son de la victoire, pis t'as versé,
Je dis ça à tous les jours. À
Non.
tous les jours, je me
That's fucked up, bro. I don't respect that. This guy birthday. The guy